Hello everyone, my name is Ferdinand Teddy, and and my name is 230553107, and I will presentation about metallurgy, and the topic is fabrication and finishing of metal products. And the book source is from Metallurgy for the Non-Metallurgists, second edition, edited by Arthur C. Braden. Then the content is 6.1 is a deformation process, and 6.2 primary production miles, and 6.3 is a forging, and 6.4 is a drawing and extrusion, and 6.5 is forming, and 6.6 is powder metallurgy, and 6.7 is material removal process, and 6.8 is a joining process. Fabrication and finishing of metal products. Metal products that are subject to mechanical production operation subsequent to casting and solidification are referred to as raw products. This product can be shaped, finished, and assembled by using a variety of metalworking techniques, which might include metal form forming, metal remove, and joining. Depending on the alloy system and the intended application for the finished products, there are a staggering number of production techniques that might be employed. A production technique that might be employed, the possibilities range from high volume mile production is a fixed point 6.1 and to the manufacture of complex parts by powder metallurgy in the fig 1.2, or the joining of tin foil by ultrasonic welding is a fig 6.3. In the fabrication and finishing of metal products, you can see the picture is 6.1 is a radial processing of nickel based superalloy into round billet quarters of alpha edge. And the picture 6.2 is a multi-level gears produced by powder metallurgy quarters of Metal Powder Industry Federation, or MPIF. In the picture 6.3 is the ultrasonic welding of aluminum foil courtesy of Sonobon Ultrasonic Inc. Deformation process. In the metalworking process, a workpiece such as a billet or a blanket sheet, or for example, can be plastically performed by a set of tools or these to obtain the desired final thickness and geometrical configuration. Metal forming process can be classified into two general categories. It's a first bulk or massive forming operation, and the second is a bending and sheet forming operation. Sheet forming is sometimes simply referred to as forming in the broadest and most achieved sense. However, the term forming can be used to describe both bulk deformation process, sheet forming, and bending process. Forming is performed through contact between the surface of the deforming metal and a tool. The nature of the material flow, pressure deformation, primarily depends on the type of forming process that is used to the temperature, the amplitude loads, and the frictional stress between the tool and the workpiece material. You can see it in the picture 6.5 is a flow stress amount of deformation for 304 liters stainless steel at R cool and warm working in the R, and a B hot working temperature. And you can see any the picture 6.6 is in the R is a cold working, and in the B is hot working. You can see the picture about the process. And 6.2 is a primary production miles. In the primary production operation, the initial stage of metalworking involve the breakdown of a coarse structure into a rock. From the starting material is usually either an ingot from static casting or continuous cast slabs or billet. With conventionally cast ingot structure, rock workability is very low due to the relatively coarse microstructure and extensive segregation of impurities. Thus, ingots undergo a primary reduction step that consists of either forging or rolling, as they are processed into semi-finished shape. And you can see the picture. The picture 6.7 is uniform, unbroken grain flow around the contours of the forged head of a threaded fastener. Their uniform unbroken grain flow minimize stress prices and unfavorable shear planes and therefore improve fatigue strength. In the 6.8 you can see the production mile process. This is in so many process in the production mile. In the picture 6.9 is a schematic illustration of relative workability of cast metal and rock and recrystalline metal at cold, warm, and hot working temperatures. The melting point or solid temperature, is denotes as MPC or MPV. And MPC is a cast metal and MPV rock and recrystalline metal. You can see this. In the 6.3 is a forging. In its basic form, forging consists of applying compressive stress to a piece of metal known as the workpiece between a pair of these in order to permanently change its physical dimension or geometry. Large forgings are processed by primary mills, but forgers also process work product in the form of bar, billets, or blooms to subsequent forging on hammer and press. You can see the table 6.2 is a forging process in the first open the forging, close the forging, coining is a hobbing, incremental forging, isothermal forging, radial forging, rotary forging, precision forging, rotary swagging, and upsetting. In the picture 6.11 is a comparison of typical design limits for rib web structural forging. Of A is aluminum alloys and B nickel based alloys. And the dimension given in millimeter here. In the table 6.3 is common metallurgy defect in forging is cold working and warm working is an hot working, and the 3 temporary decay. In the picture 6.12 is a typical deformation sequence in closed die forging or of a rib web part, showing how lapse can be generated in performed geometry is selected improperly. And in the 6.4 is drawing and extrusion. Drawing is one of the oldest metal-forming operations to make long products with excellent surface finishes, closely controlled dimension, and constant cross-section, where tubes are drawn in a similar manner. The general practice is to place a mandrel, also called a plug, or a solid bar with a blunt end inside the top. As the top is drawn, metal flow past the mandrel which control the inside diameters of the top and support it during deformation. You can see the picture 6.16 is a drawing process. You can see the drawing process about this one. And in the 6.5 is forming metal bar tube plate. And the forming is a metal bar tube plate and sheets are formed by various bending, stretching, and drawing operation. Bar and tab are formed mainly by bending operations such as compression bending, thread bending, draw bending, and roll bending. Sheet forming includes various bending, stretching, and drawing operation plus some special methods to develop surface with deep recess. In is the spinning deep drawing, or shallow recess is a dimpling, joggling, explosive forming. You can see the picture is a 6.19 is essential components and mechanics of in the A is compression bending and in the B is draw bending. You can see the picture 6.22 is a mechanic of the deep drawing of a cylindrical cup. You can see this one. And the in the 6.6 is powder metallurgy. Sorry. In the 6.6 is powder metallurgy. Powder metallurgy is as a PM is a growing branch of metallurgy based on the production of material in the form of metal powders and the manufacturing of part from this material. The primary market for metal powder is for parts manufactured by various PM technologies. However, metal powder also are produced for other application. You can see the table 6.5 is a comparison of manufacturing methods from PM parts. In the characteristics is material, part size, shape complexity, final density, mechanical properties, dimensional tolerance, production rate, production quantity, and cost. In the table 6.6 is sintering temperature for powder metal alloys and special ceramics. You can see the sintered material is also many material in here, and you can see the sintering temperatures about the material. In the 6.24 is a various component produced by metal spinning. You can see the picture about the in the end. And in the 6.8 is a joining process, and is the joining process is a joining involves the use of the mechanical, chemical, or physical force that keep two parts together. Mechanical methods are based on various types of mechanical fastener, while adhesive bonding use chemical bonding, perhaps with some physical or mechanical factor. Physical method of joining include welding, brazing, and soldering. The focus here by necessity is only a brief overview on the wide-ranging technologies of welding, brazing, and soldering. And in the first is 6.8 in one is welding. Welding is an ancient technology dating back to early as 20,000 BC with the process of you can see the welding process is in the first is 6 in the picture 6.29 is submerged air welding. In the A is a process schematic, and in the B is submerged air welding of flame socket seaming joining the heat to the cell inside a tower. Four passes were made with a current of 4 ampere and speed of 356 millimeter and first min in in the 14-inch per minute. And in the picture 6.31 is a schematic of resistance spot welding process. And and the picture 6.32 is a resistance seam welding. You can see the welding about this one in the front view, electrodes, and side view, and the travel, and then the end. And in the picture 6.34 is a relative regime of time, temperature, and deformation of our solid state welding process. Is the you can see the about the percents about the this one. And the picture 6.33 is a typical example of a R equipment, and a B is a schematic for resistant projection welding. Tooling is platen mounted and consists of water-cooled copper blocks, welding die insert, and locator. Yeah, and the second is a brazing and soldering. Brazing involves joining solid metal in close proximity by introducing liquid metal that melts above 450 degrees Celsius or 840 degrees Fahrenheit. Sound brass joint generally result when an appropriate filler alloy is selected. The parent metal surface are clean and remain clean during heating it to the flow temperature of the brazing alloy. And a suitable joint design that allow a capillary action is used. And the soldering like brazing, but the substrate material remains solid during soldering, and the melted solder distributes itself between the properly fitted surface of the joint by capillary action. The solder reacts is with the base metal surface and wets the metal by intermetallic compound formation. Upon solidification, the joint is held together by the same attraction between adjacent atoms that hold a piece of solid metal together. When the joint is completely solidified, diffusion between the base metal and soldered joints continues until the complete part is cooled to room temperature. Mechanical properties of soldered joints, therefore, are generally related to, but not equivalent to, the mechanical properties of the soldering alloy. Uh, and it all the my presentation, and thank you.